So in this video, I'm gonna unbox and review the one and only Zhiyun Weebill and give you my overall unboxing and my overall initial thoughts of whether or not you should pick this up. Stay tuned. So straight out of the box, the Zhiyun crane comes in this styrofoam, put that aside, the styrofoam-esque case. It's not very, I would say if you drop this, it could be damaged, but hey, they give you a free case. But I really wish it was more like of the Zhiyun 2 crane, which is more like a hard plastic. This is like a very squishy type of material that is travel friendly, but I wouldn't say it would protect your crane to its full, protective capabilities. So obviously I have it pre-assembled already. But what it comes with is it comes with the base tripod, which I'll explain its other features later. But this essentially screws on the bottom of the Weebill. You have your mounting or base plate for your camera. You obviously have your gimbal here as well. And see how small and compact that is. It comes with the Zhiyun Weebill. It uses 2 of the Zhiyun batteries, not 3 like the crane. And it comes with, as well as this little hard case cable protector, which has inside micro USB to charge your batteries, a dock connector for the Weebill Creator Lab edition, where you can plug your phone and use that as an external monitor, but I did not get that version. And that is pretty much the first unboxing. And now I'm going to show you guys how I set up the Zhiyun crane. So first thing, when it comes to setting up the Weebill, you would want to grab your mini tripod, and I would attach that onto the bottom of the Weebill. Next is what you would do is you would grab this little mounting plate here. At first, if you've never used these before, it is Manfrotto capable, but it does get a little confusing. But you want to press this silver button here so it can unlock from the quick release plate. Now what you want to do is you want to grab your camera, mount it on, and put it onto this plate as well. And then you mount it onto this plate here on the Weebill. So for the purpose of the video, I'm balancing this on my Sony A6500 with the 18-50 kit lens. And make sure when you balance the Weebill, take off the lens cap for the weight distribution, as well as turn on your camera so it fully extends, so make sure the weight is properly distributed. So you'll see on the Weebill that there are these notches here, these little red notches. The cool thing about the Weebill is that it's actually a lot easier to balance versus the Zhiyun crane or the V2, is because it can lock straight into the position without flimsing around, and it's much more easier to balance. That's currently locked. If I unlock that, you'll see that these don't move. But if I lock it, it stays in place. And this axis here, you can also lock. Now, everything is locked off. So what you do is you grab your camera, press the silver button here, and slide your camera onto it. You'll see that it'll slide. So there's 2 notches on the bottom, and you want to unlock this first one here. And this will give you your forward and back tilt. So what you want to do is you want to see how to make the camera itself not tilt too much forward or too much backwards. That looks about right. So you want to just tighten the very left knob. Next is you want to see its up tilt. So whether or not you hold the camera up and it stays like that. If it does, then you don't need to adjust much. This knob right here, which would adjust its y-axis. So after that, you want to unlock this one. And if it's still balanced, you unlock the red on the back. And as you can see there, you don't want your camera to do that. That means the camera is leaning way too much on the right side. So what you can do is you unlock the bottom screw. So what you want to do is you unlock the bottom screw and you figure out how much to the left you want to move it. If it moves too much to the right, you want to move it to the left, and vice versa. That looks about right. So I'm gonna tighten the bottom screw in a second. So the purpose of this gimbal is you want to be able to hold it and move it in any direction, and it holds its place. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to get it to be somewhat still, and that's how you know you have it balanced. And the last and not least is this horizontal screw here. You want to unclick that, and then you want to hold it sideways. And as long as it stays horizontal, it is balanced. And my overall thoughts on the Weebill is that I use a Sony APS-C, and this is meant for lighter weights because it does have a payload of 3 kilos, or I think 6.6 pounds depending on your metrics. And it's perfect for me because I'm planning on using this setup as a run and gun and travel setup. So it is more meant for that. If you're shooting something along the lines of an A7 III, more of a heavier camera with a heavier setup, then you might look into the things like the Crane 3 or the Ronin S. But for me, this camera and setup is perfect for me because one, it's light. It does its job. Obviously, there's going to be some micro jitters, even though the 6500 has IBIS as well as the lens that has OSS. It gets the shot and gets the job done without being too overly big and oversized, and it's more for your traveler or your budget, ballin' on a budget type of filmmaker. And I guess my con about the Weebill is that the buttons are made mostly for people who are right-handed, and me, myself, I am left-handed. So when it comes to pressing these buttons on the side, you'll see here, it does get a little tricky, especially if you want to hold and use the go mode, which allows for quicker movements, and your pan and lock mode. Those take a little longer for me because I'm with my left hand, so I have to somehow do a weird maneuver, hold it here, press here, and then go back to my left hand. So be aware of that if you are left-handed. As well as, I haven't had any issues with this so far, but I'll let you guys know in a follow-up video about the Zhiyun Weebill. I'm going to give you some, obviously, test footage because that's what people want and whether or not it's worth it. So here's a couple shots of me walking with the Weebill, running, vortex mode, and selfie mode. Those are the shots all from the 6500 with kit lens, OSS. And that is my overall first initial thoughts on the Weebill. Should you pick it up? I would say yes if you're a compact run and gun person for videos like I am, balling on a budget. I would say definitely pick up the Weebill. Link is in the description below if you want to check it out. But at the same time, I'm not sponsored by these guys. And if you're looking something along the lines of a more bigger and sturdier camera, like you have like I said, A7S II, and you want to have like a very large zoom G Master lens on it, then definitely look more into the Ronin S. But the thing about this is it's compact, not as sturdy, but you're paying the same price because you're paying for the budget and the compactness, more so along the lines of high-end quality, and you deal with the heaviness. So yeah, there's this pros and cons of both. But my name's Peter. You're watching Broke Visionary Collective, where we all start with nothing, but you can always create something. Cheers.